going on, everybody? This is Mike Conway with Smoke Sermon Barbecue, and today we actually have something pretty cool going down. We are going to do a competition showdown between two big old bad boy beasts of some pellet smokers. Behind me here I have the RecTeq 2500 BFG, which is just an absolute beast, and then over here on this side of me I have the Lone Star Grillz Pellet Smoker. Both are incredible grills. I've used the RecTeq a ton. I use it for large smokes when I'm doing 10, 11, 12 briskets at a time. But I just recently picked up this Lone Star Grillz and I've been incredibly impressed with the quality of the flavor. So I figured let's put them head to head in a battle and see how they do with each other. So just to go over a couple things, not all things are created equal. Obviously the Lone Star Grillz, I'm gonna be running that in 50-50 blend pellets and hickory wood chips that come directly from Lone Star Grillz. RecTeq doesn't have that option, but typically when I'm running my RecTeq, I add either a smoke generator or a smoke tube or something like that. So today we are going to use a smoke box in the RecTeq to give it that extra flavor. So we're running the exact same pellets in both pits, and we are running hickory, a 50% hickory wood chip blend in the LSG. However, we are going to be running hickory wood chunks in the smoke box inside the BFG 2500 just to put it on the same playing field as the LSG. I understand you might say, well, but that's not really fair. The LSG comes with that option available, but at the same time, when we're looking at price differences and the differences in each pit, is it the same if you just add a smoke box or some wood chips or things like that and save yourself some money and go with a bigger, still very, very well built pit? So we're going to figure that out. And at the end of this thing, we're going to do a blind taste test with my family. We're smoking up 2 chuck roasts today, and we're going to be using the same binder, just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to be using the exact same seasoning so that way all things are created equal in terms of the meat. We're going to put them on at the same time, run them at the same temp. We'll wrap them at the same time. We'll do all the same things so that things are as equal as possible. Let them do the blind taste test and see which one they feel has the better smoke profile, as well as which one they just enjoyed better overall flavor and taste, texture in the bark, the whole bit. So stay tuned and let's check it out. This is going to be a good one. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, so now it's time to go ahead and get our chuck roast seasoned up. We're going to go ahead and keep the flavors very simple, and we're basically going to go with a Meat Church Blanco seasoning. I love this stuff. It's great. It's like a staple in our house. We put it on pretty much everything, but it's really incredible on beef. So we're going to go ahead and use this stuff on our chuck roast today. It's salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of butter in there as well, and it's delicious, but it'll keep our flavors simple so that we can really focus on letting the smoke shine on these 2 chuck roasts. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys seasoned up. All right, so first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get our binder on both of these chuck roasts. Obviously we got one that's a little bit bigger than the other. Both of these are Sam's Club's chuck roast choice, nothing special. I do really enjoy the meat that I get from Sam's Club though. So we're just going to get the little Worcestershire sauce on for a quick little binder, and then we're going to go over it with this Meat Church Blanco seasoning. All right, we're gonna let these go ahead and sit out here while I get the pits fired up. All right, guys, we are actually gonna be using our RFX probes by ThermoWorks. These things are incredible. I love them, and that's what we're gonna use to put into our meat so we can monitor these cooks. Same thing on this one here. All right, so we got those probes inserted. We'll be able to monitor them both. I'm not using any of the probes on the RecTeq or the Lone Star Grillz because, again, I'm keeping all things equal. So they're both getting the RFX meat probes, which are just incredible probes anyway, so not a negative at all. All right, guys, we got both pits working on coming up to temp. And while we're waiting on both of them, we're gonna get this smoke box fired up. I got a couple tumbleweeds in here, a few pieces of charcoal, and then some hickory wood. The way I have it lined is for airflow and to have the burn just steadily come this way as it goes. And I'll be honest, the first time I've ever used one of these, so I could be doing it completely wrong. It may not work at all, but that's what we're gonna find out. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get these chuck roasts on. We'll get it on the Lone Star Grillz Pellet Smoker first. We are up to temp. We're gonna put this right up here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get the smoke box on the BFG here. Put it right in the center. And get that chuck roast put on. All right, these chuck roasts have been on for about an hour and a half now, so we're just gonna go ahead and open them up, take a peek, probably give them a little bit of spritz. That good smoke coming. We're just spritzing with water only. Looking pretty good. Color's already starting to look good on it. Go ahead and take a peek at the chuck roast on the Lone Star Grillz next. All right, next we'll take a look at this chuck roast on the Lone Star Grillz. Both grills have great smoke coming off right now. Both chuck roasts have awesome color. Give this one a little spritz just like we did the other one. Again, just using water. Keeping all things equal and not trying to alter any flavor profiles. Really just looking for smoke to do the talking on this one. All right, now it's time to check on this chuck roast, see how it's doing, see how it looks, and use our Thermopin 1 to check on the temperature. Color's looking really good. We got 161, 169, 165. Color looks good. I think now it's time to go ahead and get it off, get it wrapped in butcher paper. All right, according to our ThermoWorks app, it looks like the internal temp on our LSG chuck roast is about 165. So we're just gonna double check it. 162, 162. All right, I think we're good to come off on this one as well. Let's go get it wrapped up. All right, let's go ahead and get that beef tallow down. All right, everybody, these chuck roasts have now been on right at about 5 hours. We got them wrapped up about an hour and 45 minutes ago. We're gonna go ahead and get the chuck roast pulled that's on the RecTeq BFG, as that one's already probing about 208, 209. More importantly, the probe's going in and out like butter, so we know it's pretty much done. So we're gonna get it pulled off, and we're actually gonna put it in a warmer where we're gonna hold it right at about 150 degrees until we're ready to eat it for dinner tonight. The Lone Star Grillz Pellet Smoker isn't quite there yet. Remember, that chuck roast was just slightly larger. It's taking a little bit longer. We're probing about 195, 198 on that one, depending on the area. So that one's probably got another 25 to 30 minutes left before we get that one put into the warmer too. So we'll be back when it comes time to pull that one off. All right, and we're back. Our Lone Star Grillz chuck roast is finally done. ThermoWorks RFX is showing us that it's about 207, 208. I went ahead and probed it with my Thermopin and confirmed those numbers right around that 208, even 209 in some areas, just right where our other one was when it came off as well. This one took actually longer than I thought. This one's right at 6 hours. The other one came off at 5 hours. So this one took almost a solid hour longer than our chuck roast that came off of the RecTeq pit behind us. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this one off, get it inside. We're gonna put it in the warmer just like we did the other one. We're gonna let them both rest for a little bit longer until it's time for us to slice them up for dinner. Let's go ahead and get this off the pit. All right, guys, so we got our chuck roast here that came off the smokers. They've been resting for, well, the first one's been resting for almost 2 hours. The second one's been resting for almost an hour. So we're gonna go ahead and get them opened up, get them sliced into, and see how they look. Most importantly, how they taste. An interesting observation though, because this one over here on the left has a much more pronounced smoke ring than this one here on the right. You can see that. So very, very interesting. All right, guys, so we just finished up that cook, and we just a quick little recap. We did 2 chuck roasts. One was about 3 pounds, one was about 2.5 pounds, one on the Lone Star Grillz Pellet Smoker, and one on the RecTeq BFG 2500. We ran 50-50 blend of pellets and Lone Star Grillz wood chips in the LSG, and we ran the same pellets in the RecTeq. However, we added a smoke box with a couple pieces of charcoal and about 6 or 7 pieces of wood chunks, the same wood flavor that we were running in the LSG with the 50-50 blend as well, just to keep everything equal playing field. And I gotta tell you, after doing the blind taste test with my family and even trying it myself, it was so close and almost impossible to tell the difference. But we all agreed that there was just one chuck roast that came out slightly more smoky than the other, and that was the RecTeq BFG. Obviously, we influenced it. We enhanced that flavor by adding the smoke box, and the LSG comes, straight from the factory with the ability to just add a 50-50 blend of wood chips and pellets, and the RecTeq does not. So we, in order to see if we could compete, added that smoke box, and I would say we did. So if you don't want to spend the money on an LSG, pellet smoker like that, you don't want to spend $3,000 or $4,000, you could grab another grill that is in your price budget, and you could add, a $20 or $30 smoke box to it and throw some wood chunks in there, and you really can amplify and bump up that flavor by doing so. So don't feel bad if that's what you decide to do. It turned out awesome. Everybody here loved it. This competition went down really well. Both of these smokers are incredible, and I love smoking on each and every one of them, especially these 2 out of all the mini smokers that I have. We're looking forward to some more upcoming cooks. We got some really cool ones in the pipe, so stay tuned. Look for those videos coming out here real soon, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It supports me, it helps me with what I'm trying to do, and it is definitely appreciated. So you guys have a fantastic day. Until next time, we'll talk soon.